Hi, folks. As I'm recording this, it is almost the middle of March 2018. I am currently training for the Boston Marathon. And I got to tell you, training has been going, knocking wood, kind of scaringly well. I mean, so well that I've even contemplated that if we get good weather for the marathon, that maybe I need to set a new and a little bit more aggressive goal because I feel very strong. Things have been going really well. But there's a saying out there, and that saying is that life is what happens while we make other plans. And so just yesterday, in fact, almost 24 hours removed from this video, this happened. I can't remember the phrase for this. So the real quick story is I was bike riding. I was with four other people. I was the lead bike at the time. I was coming up to a place where a path intersects into a rear parking lot, and it's blind. You cannot see if there's any cars coming. Cars can't see you. Now, there's very rarely cars because of where that is, but the answer isn't that there's never cars. So you have to be very careful. So I had my right foot unclipped. I was going very slow, looking to see, and sure enough, there was a car coming, and that car was stopped. I went to wave the car through because it wasn't just me. There were three other people behind me, so I wanted all the cars to go through. I think what happened is somehow I got my weight shifted a little bit too much to the left, which was not unclipped, and then I couldn't get unclipped, and then down I went. Shoulder caught a curb, went down. Anyway, I thought broken bones. I'm very fortunate. Haven't been to the orthopedic yet, but based upon x-rays, it's a dislocated shoulder. So I thought it'd be appropriate to talk about playing the long game. Because right now, no matter how great my training has been going for Boston, I don't know if I'm going to be able to run Boston because I don't know what the recovery for this is going to be like. Now, I've read things on the internet and I've talked to numerous other people on Facebook and other social media where their recovery is very quick. They're still able to run. You can do this. And that might be the case. And let me tell you, I'm willing to do pretty much anything I have to in order to be able to run Boston, but I'm not willing to sacrifice the long game. So what I mean by the long game is this is not about running Boston. Just like it's never about the next run, it's never about the next race, it's for everything that comes after that. I listened to a podcast some time ago. I think it was Bill Rogers. It might not have been, and I might get the time frames mixed up. But anyway, when Bill was an earlier runner, he had some type of an injury, and they wanted him to rest for, I believe, 8 weeks of rest. But he said couldn't do that, had the Olympic trials coming up. So he did a couple weeks worth of rest and got back into his training again because he had to make the Olympic trials. I don't believe he hit the time for the Olympic trials, but more importantly, he was then out for 2 years of recovery before he was back to where he was before because of the continued damage that he did. So in that case, the goal was getting the Olympic trials, and maybe if it was me, I'd go after the Olympic trials too. I'm not trying to second guess the person, but I'm saying that's not for me. I want to be able to run Boston, but not at the potential expense of screwing up the next 6 months or the next year or the next 2 years. So what will happen is I'm going to have to wait and talk to the orthopedic, wait and talk to the PTs, and find out all the prognosis. They may say, nope, it's not even in the cards. They may say, yeah, you could, but with this. But I've got to take their guidance. And what's the purpose of this particular video? It's talking about the long game for you. Because I think the long game comes up a lot, not just with races, but given workouts. All kinds of people, I've got this injury, I've got this, I'm hurt, can I run, can I run? Everybody wants to run, I want to run. I want to get out right away. It's been 24 hours and I'm going crazy not having done anything. But you have to think about what's the long term. It is not about what your next run is. It is not about your next race. It's about everything that has to come after that. It's not to say there's not times to push through. Those are all out there. But really, the other guiding principle should be when in doubt, do less.